Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Boxingwiz.com.
Man, I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to be the best.
Boxingwiz.com. To be one champion, one face, one name. His name's Deontay Wilder. Boxingwiz.com.
It's the fact that I've been one that keep them for long. It's why I mean.
110%. There's no doubt in my mind that fight will happen. There's no doubt in my mind I'll beat Wilder as well.
I'm scaring heavyweights each and every time. Don't you see it? You know, I am the most feared. And if I'm not, then I want somebody to shut me up. I want somebody to prove that to me. I want to be proven wrong. But for right now, I don't feel like nobody's gonna prove me wrong. Who has the guts?
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another edition of Untitled right here on Patreon. Just want to thank everyone first and foremost for your continued support on Patreon. Remember, this is to ensure that me and Mike continue to bring you this coverage 7 days a week. And while we're talking about Mike, shout out to Mike and wishes and prayers to him as he's, recovering, not doing the best, not feeling, or should I say under the weather. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to pull up the Patreon post and see what we got. So how's everybody been? Let me know if you got any questions in the chat. And we'll try and run this one together. So we got Patreon posts, Untitled topics, view. Let's see what we got. Shout out to Joseph Rodriguez. What it do? Looks like we got a lot. We always get some last minute entries. We got H Money. The boxing voices H Money. Do you think Demetrius Andrade is the boogeyman after the Charlos? Oh no, I actually put Charhos, Earl Spence, GGG, and Canelo ducked him. Difficult to say. Listen, if you guys want to call in, you can do that at the normal numbers. So you can call in 1-425-569-5241, or you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype and be part of the conversation. Let me know your thoughts on H Money's question. I mean, I don't know if Andre's the boogeyman. He needs a Triple G type win, a Billy Joe type win, big name. A big name type of win to make people fearful. I know his performance was dominant yesterday, but I wouldn't say too. How could I put this? I just don't feel either Charlo or Andre did enough to force Canelo's hand. Like Canelo negotiating with Callum Smith or Sergey Kovalev brings more headlines than him fighting Andrade or Charlo. I just feel like Andrade needs to fight a Charlo, or Charlo needs to beat an Andrade in order for either of them to be considered the guy or the guy that's being ducked, should I say. Boxing Therapy, how will the newly made franchise champion of the WBC change the landscape? Will it be just subdivisions, or certain fighters will never fight now? I'm hoping it's some divisions. I, like Dillian White and his team, hope that this doesn't open up the door for Deontay Wilder to be some sort of franchise champion, meaning that Dillian White moves up and becomes full WBC champion. I don't want to see that happen. So hopefully it is, per division according to the sanctioning. I just hope that Deontay doesn't take that status. You know, taking that status would definitely take away the fight we want, and that's the fight with Dillian White. So I'm hoping it's per division, and I think that it is, man. I'm sure they're gonna have to show face and make another franchise champion so that it's not blatantly biased for Canelo and becomes what it is, and everyone views it as a protection for Canelo. So they'll name someone else. I just hope they don't name Deontay Wilder. We're going to go to Real Naja Chick. He says, can we talk about women's boxing, particularly the lightweight division? Thoughts on Estela Yoka mostly? Have you seen her box? I think she's the boogie woman of the light division, considering she beat both Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron in the amateurs. I can see her taking all those belts. Well, you know, we're going to have to see her take those belts. I've never heard of Estela Yoka, but I'm not super experienced in women's boxing. Lightweight division, I guess, you know, we'll see. I need to see who she signed with and how could we view her. I didn't even know that was a possible opponent for Katie Taylor. So shout out to Real Naja Chick, definitely picking me up on that one, letting me know, and making me a hit to her. Brandon Maurice says, more Alicia Bumgarner talk. I don't think so, man. I mean, you know, I know Bumgarner was like a WBC regional champ or something, but then she lost that belt. And I don't know what she's done in the ring. You know, I know she posts a lot of pictures on IG, and that's what y'all like, but I don't know what she's done in the ring. For real, so we're going to have to see. Pardon me, I had a cough there. But Brandon says, do you think I would make a good co-host? Carlito84 in the community post on Patreon seems to think so. I believe me and Ness would be fireworks. I don't know, man. Let's give it a try, man. Get yourself some Ethernet, which is the Ethernet cable that goes from your modem to your laptop. Make sure you got the Skype app on your laptop and you have a webcam and a microphone, so that you're not like a con and you sound legit, you know, some headphones so that you don't give us feedback. And once you got all that stuff and, that'll prove that you're serious, then we'll give you a test run. You damn sure got some great calls. I won't turn anyone away. Listen, it's been a revolving door around here, and hopefully, you know, Mike is here to stay, and we can get that third host, you know, even a fourth host. Like, we need that banter. Sometimes, you know, two people just don't make the life of the party, right? You need a couple of people, you know what I mean, going crazy. So who knows? But definitely, you know, get your shit and we'll give you a chance. I know Joseph Rodriguez said the same thing. Our mastermind, you know, is no different for Joseph. Joseph, man, you know, now's the time. Look, we need. I want to do some more shows on the YouTube channel, you know what I mean? But I need a co-host to bounce shit off on so that it doesn't sound all weird, you know what I mean? But Sam Gilly says, what's the hottest division in boxing, man? Heavyweight division for me, man. Heavyweight division for me. I'm not interested in any other division like I am the heavyweight division. Like, even the welterweights, they ain't doing it for me because, like, Crawford's fighting all the bums he's fighting. Earl's fighting whoever the fuck he's fighting. Like, finally, right? Finally, Earl's fighting a welterweight. You know what I mean? So, like, before this, it was like Mikey, and before that, it was like, I don't know, Peterson, and then Ocampo. It's like, man, whatever. You know, the heavyweights, for me, is better. Like, look, I got a newfound respect for Alex Leopold because I seen so many shots that Joseph Parker hit him with, clean shots, technically sound shots, you know, right hands turned over properly, left hooks, you know, like thrown properly that had to been hurting that big dude, and he took them shit. So, you know, you got to love that heavyweight division, in my opinion. I guess secondary welterweights for sure. You know, welterweights, 160 pounds, 154 pounds. Even the 140, those in that order too. So heavyweights, you know, welterweights, 160, 154, 140. We got Thomas Boyce says, why is Charlo being criticized for not knocking down Adams? I think it's because we all knew Adams was a smaller guy moving up. And no, not technically moving up that day, but moving up, at the end of the day, right? Moving up. And we just expected a little more. I mean, that was supposedly the brother that's got all the power. So, I don't know. We wanted a knockout. And it didn't come. And that's what boxing is, bro. Like, we're going to criticize you. Like, we're going to talk about you. It's Monday morning, quarterback all over again, ASAP status, quick, without a heart, without a doubt. Like, we're going to critique you, especially when you fight someone we know, someone that's comparable, a barometer opponent like Brandon Adams. Honestly, with John Thompson knocking out Brandon Adams in the second round, I'm pretty sure everyone thought Charlo would get the knockout. He didn't. So for Adams, he shows his heart and his chin, and now we will want to give him another opportunity versus another 160-pounder to see how they would do, because he's shown that he's battle tested. He took some solid shots from Jamal Charlo and kept coming. So we got to give him respect for that. Definitely have to give him respect for that. Get and light this up. I ain't even got no mic here to talk while I light. Shit crazy. So, Rockline says, Charlo versus Adams was similar to Wilder versus Fury in a way. The only difference is that Adams couldn't mount any offense. Charlo kept throwing the same damn punches the whole night. Do you think he's competitive with Canelo? I'm kind of conflicted because he fights just like Islandri Lara, throwing the same punches. And to me, Islandri Lara beat Canelo. I do realize that Islandri Lara is way more accurate with the 1-2. He doesn't remind me of Lara. Maybe it's because
90 seconds.
Lara doesn't commit as much as Charlo. Charlo commits. He's actually trying to get you out of there. Is he competitive with Canelo? Possibly, right? Because sometimes these guys ain't been in there with someone. Vanes Martirosyan, for instance, right? He started his career in 2005. He didn't step up to fight Lara till 2012, and he got a draw. So sometimes you rise to that level
60 seconds
of opposition. It could be that way. Patty Pitbull says, Ness, I'm basing a big bet around Thurman to win at 8-11 this week because I like the odds on Dubois 1.5 or half and Joyce 3/10. This must be some UK betting shit. Okay, so let's start this over. 8-10, right? And then he says 1 or 2 and Joyce 3 of 10. I have no clue what that is. Plus a UFC bet because John Jones. It all adds up to 4.1 to 1. I'm not worried about Dubois because
10 seconds.
Gorman is dreadful. But what do you think about Joe Joyce Jennings? Is he finished now? Is he going to the UK just to sell out? He has more reach than Joyce, but is much smaller. Can you see him outboxing Joyce? I had Jennings edging Rivas 12-round KO. Edging Rivas until the 12-round KO, but Rivas is small. Is it a good bet? The odds will be dead by the weekend with my bookie. Bro, honestly, I don't even know, how to interpret those odds. You're obviously on the UK. I'll tell you this. I read your post earlier, and I gave it some thought. And for a minute, a little bit of me felt like there is a possibility Jennings could pull it off. He was doing good in the Rivas fight, but Joyce is big, and he comes forward. He doesn't stop. Like, he's patient. I think he's just gonna pick him apart. I think the safe pick is definitely on Joyce, but you know you're right to think or to be doubtful because Joyce hasn't been in there with anyone to give him any resistance. But it's like you said, is he finished? Is he coming to the UK just to get that check? Because I don't know, man. I mean, Brian Jennings' biggest win is who exactly? You know what I mean? So Joe Joyce is on the up. He's on the come up. You know, I would go with Joyce for sure, especially in the bet. David Caldwell says, why do fighters like Demetrius Andrade get that boring label for being good at boxing? In a sport with now, I guess he meant no health insurance, life insurance, or pensions, a fighter shouldn't be slighted for realizing early that a fighter is not on a level and just simply outboxing them and not risking their safety unnecessarily to please. Look, I get it, bro. I get it, but stop acting like he's as good a boxer as Crawford or as Fury or as Floyd. Like, he's not entertaining us, bro. Like, let's just be real. And he got hella sloppy in that Selecki fight. So, like, you want to be called a slick boxer, but then you looking sloppy. So, I don't know, man. Can't have them both ways, bro. He's trying to change, and maybe that's why he was so sloppy. But he's getting criticized or labeled because it wasn't exciting, bro. Like, he coasted. He knocked my man down twice in the first round, and you talking about why is he being labeled boring? Like, maybe because you hurt the dude in the first round twice and you didn't finish him? Maybe that? I don't know. But Matt Garcia says, is your girlfriend wife into boxing? If yes, how'd you do it? I remember my girlfriend wasn't into boxing as much as I was, but after seeing Wilder versus Fury, she's hooked and now watches the fights. Bro, you know, I don't know, Bible's probably sexist, but it does says that the male is dominant. So the female always tends to like what the male likes. It's up to you to educate them and make it interesting. It's actually fun with my girl because she be making the weirdest faces and she always throws out a what the fuck? Like when someone gets mollywopped, because, you know, for women, they don't know, or casual fan women, they don't know who's who, you know? And the way we got it in my household is like, who's supposed to win? And it's like, he's supposed to win, you know? And then, you know, she gets more educated from there. Like, obviously, there's fighters she knows. She obviously knows Ruiz, Joshua, Danny Garcia, you know, Thurman, Pacquiao, all those, you know, names. And she's watching it. Sometimes she sits there week after week and watches it with me. Sometimes she passes out. I wouldn't say I got her into it. I think that it's just, it's how you treat a person, man. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a male or a female. The love you give is the love that that person wants to reciprocate. So when they see you so passionate about something, they want to get involved in that too so they can, you know, share in that joy with you, I believe. So, yeah, let's see what else we got. Brandon Maurice got the most sexist comments. Most women are drawn to fighters they find attractive. Oh, yeah? The guru over here of sex. Info Joe, what fighter has the best fans and worst fans? Fuck, man. UK fighters, bro. Mexicans don't do what UK fans do, man. But you could throw in Filipinos in there too, bro. They're hostile and potty mouths. Jordan Baker, if AJ beats Ruiz, do you feel like he is the A-side to Wilder, or what do you feel like the split should be? I feel like 60-40 Wilder is undefeated and will be the bigger draw in the U.S. I don't know about that, man. Look, this is a touchy subject right here. Like, I I'm afraid to say the truth for how I feel. I think, if AJ loses again to Ruiz is able to do it dominantly. I mean, if he did it in New York, he did it in the UK, it doesn't matter. It's just like, bro, he's the fucking A-side, man. He's Mexican-American, and if he can get out of this contract and what I mean by get out of the contract, I mean beat the rematch. Now you're free. You're free to do what you want. He's fucking the A-side. He's got 4 belts, and he's Mexican-American, bro. It's over. Like, Wilder was holding that ace card over AJ because he's established in the U.S., but there's nothing for, like, it's not an issue for Al to turn Ruiz into an A-side. I've told y'all before, if he can beat AJ, that's already going to continue to build his profile. Then you give him that one tune-up, that fucking Areola or Kanaki, that hometown LA fight, get the fans back on him. Bro, Mexican-American, man, I just told you guys before, 36 point something million out here, Mexicans, man. They buying them pay-per-views. If he could beat AJ, he definitely A-side. Deej, to Nestor, would you consider fighting Kugan Cassius in a charity or for charity in the UK? Of course, man. I mean, I tried to get him to do Border Wars, I would do it to raise the profile of the brand. Rodney McGee says, Canelo has a great resume, but the callers yesterday were acting as if he's untouchable and washing every fighter. Shaking my head. Let's be honest. He has had issues in the past also. Lost to 37-year-old Floyd Mayweather, 118-110. Questionable wins versus Laura. Questionable draw versus Triple G. Questionable win versus Triple G. Was losing to Khan before the KO. Okay, if that's what you think. I mean, he's pound for pound number 1 in my eyes, bro. He's like the best fighter in boxing right now. You guys could talk about Earl, you could talk about Wilder, and you can talk about Crawford, but none of them dudes is fighting the dudes that Canelo's fighting. None of them dudes is putting on the shows that Canelo's putting on. None of them dudes making the noise Canelo's making. None of them dudes doing nothing, man. Doing nothing. Crawford ain't jumping up to get no regular title, 2-3 weight classes above. Neither is Earl. None of them talking about moving up 2 divisions to fight Kovalev. So none of them talking about Crawford and Earl not talking about moving up to fight Triple G. Like, just nobody's done what Canelo's done, bro. Like, you can hate if you want, but nobody's done what he's done. And he continues to show y'all that, man. Like, he ain't playing, Bro, I mean, what's his age? He's like 28, bro. It's like, yo, what do y'all want from this cat? Look at the questionable wins. Oh, Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he lost to Floyd, Laura, Triple G, and Khan. I mean, oddball name in there is Khan, and he still got a loyal fan base that'll argue with you till your face turn blue that Khan is skilled. So, I don't know, man. I look at Canelo as top of the division, face of boxing. The hate is real, that's all. The hate is real. Hell yeah, Rue, the endorsement is appalling for Ruiz, man. Listen, all that talk about the WBO, and I posted on the Instagram, WBO ain't doing shit. They just gave him a commemorative belt that only Ivan Calderon and Miguel Cotto held before. Maybe one other person. So, yeah, I'm taking caller Caesar. You in the queue? Cause I don't see you, champ. I mean, you could hit me up on Skype too. You can hit me up on Skype. Take some callers, man. We need some people. But yeah. Yeah, Skype is on, Rue. All you gotta do is call in. Let me know. If not, I think that's the last question. What else we got? We got Joseph Rodriguez. He says, fuck the same questions. What's the best piece of pussy you ever had and what ethnicity? Oh, man, best piece. That's retarded. Like, that question, it's hard to narrow it down, right? I mean, I don't think could anybody? I mean, I guess if you're not in a relationship, you might be thinking about something that you left out there. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you not be with the best piece of pussy you ever had? Think about that. Even though, don't get me wrong, it could definitely be some psycho bitch attached to that banging pussy. I get you, where the relationship just doesn't work. But I don't know, man. Best piece of pussy. If that shit that good, I'm trying to make it work. You feel me? But yeah, that's about the best way I can answer that, because I'm gonna stay with my best pussy. I'm telling you that right now. And that pussy wasn't that good if I broke up with you, right? Think about it, because again, if it's the best, you gonna do, I don't know, a lot not to lose it. So I don't know. But I guess that worked both ways. Like, if you do have the best, then you won't fuck it up because you know it's the best and you don't want to lose it. But if you had the best and you lost it, like, why would you risk it, right? If it's the best, it's so confusing. But Caesar, what up?
Yo.
What's good?
Oh, man. This is my first time on Skype, brother. Just tried it before. It didn't work before. But, hey, what's good? Do I sound better?
Sound great, man. Crystal clear.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, hey, just wondering, man. Any word from Mike, man? How's he doing, man? Is he getting better?
I texted him today, and he told me he was just waiting back to see if they were gonna keep him, trying to see how long they were gonna keep him. He told me he was on a morphine drip, but I'll hit him up now and see how's everything.
All right. Well, hey, man, Mike, if you listen, man, we hope that you come back to the show, man. Prayers go out to you, and hope you get better, brother. But yeah, man. So I watched the fights this weekend. I wasn't, man. I don't know, something about Andrade's style, man. Just I don't like it. I think Canelo will make easy work out of him. I honestly think Charlo will put up a better fight, but that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of Charlo haters out there. I don't know why. I think they're pretty crisp. I think their style's pretty fundamental, and they got, I mean, Jamal. I like Jamal more than Jamel, but Jamal got a real nice jab, and he looks like he got some pop, man. But we ain't ever gonna find out if these guys are really elite if they don't get with that top competition. So I mean, what do you think is next for Jamal?
I think they need to fight each other, bro. I think they needed to fight each other. They both want Canelo, so they need to fight each other to make a reason why Canelo should fight them. Triple G had to fight mad people for Canelo to pay attention to him. He had to get the public to.
But who was Triple G fighting, though? I mean,
it was a lot of people. He wasn't fighting this. I mean, he wasn't fighting fucking Patrick Hyland and Brandon Adams. Right? He was fighting better opposition than that.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I mean,
think about it, right? Think about it. People used to hate on Triple G. You know what I mean? And I remember he knocked out Antonio Rubio in like 3 rounds, and then fucking Anthony Durrell, big ass, bigger than his brother who was a middleweight, right? Fucking supposedly the bigger puncher. Fucking this nickname, the dog, and he couldn't even fucking drop Rubio. Remember that? Rubio moved up 8 pounds, and Anthony Durrell, younger than Triple G, younger, bigger, in a heavier division, couldn't even drop him. So Triple G, we talked a lot of shit about him, but like he was special. He would get in there with motherfuckers that we didn't think belonged, and he would have knocked out Brandon Adams. I don't want to hear that. Oh, Brandon Adams got a chin. He would have slept Brandon Adams. He would have slept Korobov. He would have slept Korobov.
What do you think? What do you think is next for? I know. I'm almost like 99. I'm 99% sure that Canelo ain't fighting no Andrade in September. So if that fight don't happen, for sure the Charlo fight's not going to happen. The Triple G fight is
the Triple G, Callum Smith, or something else big and safe, Another Amir Khan type of thing, big, safe fight.
Yeah, man. We need to stop doing these big safe fights and start doing these big uh like
Yeah, but
legendary
listen,
fights.
listen. Canelo fought who his last fight? He just fought Daniel Jacobs.
That's right. That's right. So I guess you
It's
get the
Triple G's. Triple G need to be fighting Andre. Canelo,
that's right.
Canelo ain't
That's right.
taking no breaks. Triple G the one out here fighting Vanes Martirosyan and Steve Rose, always waiting for Canelo to pick his bum ass, begging for a fight. Can I get a fight, sir? Can I get a fight? No, you can't get a fucking fight. Go do something. You want to fight Steve
Exactly.
Rose?
Exactly.
Fuck out of here, bro.
So
People
why
so
does
quick to talk shit about Canelo. Canelo out here fighting real fucking names. He's
and
fighting real names.
there's no indication from Triple G that he wants anybody or that he wants to earn that Canelo shot.
Yo, listen,
That's what really
if
upsets me about him.
Canelo fights Kovalev, right, or Callum, who you think Triple G gonna fight? You think Triple G gonna do something as dangerous, as ballsy, or you think Triple G is gonna say, "Damn, get me the safest fight, so when Canelo win, we can negotiate again"? Because if I lose, he ain't gonna call me. So we gotta stay. We gotta stay in the win column.
I seen something on Munguia's team calling out Triple G. I'm not sure if it's legit, but if
I seen that
Gia
too.
really wants,
I seen that too.
so,
But you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So Triple G gets a fucking, what the fuck is that? A toothpick to take out the meat out of his teeth or something? He's gonna get a 154 pounder the first fight up. Let poor Jaime do something. Let him build his name at 160. Let him go fight Patrick Holland and Brandon Adams and Willie Monroe Jr. Then fight Triple G. No, they're gonna rush him. If the zone rushes Jaime, they have absolutely no clue how to run their boxing department. Jaime is young, and he could be a star, or at the very least, a lukewarm star. You know what I mean? You don't rush him into a Triple G fight. Now, some would say, Ness, you crazy. Triple G's old. You know, he got a draw. He lost the step versus Canelo. Look at him in the Rose fight. This is the time. And maybe you're right. Maybe you're right if you believe in your guy, Jaime. I do not believe in Jaime.
I do not believe in
Jaime
him
is
either.
too wide. He throws his punches
His defense,
from.
his word.
Yeah, man. Triple G would knock that poor boy out, and then he got to rebuild.
That's true. Hyman needs to build his name up for sure. I mean, he needs to get built the right way. We don't want another Fernando Vargas situation. I feel like they moved him up too fast too. But
Nah, man.
yeah,
Hey, he definitely. No, you're right about him moving up fast, but Jaime ain't no Fernando Vargas. But listen, Caesar, let me get to some other callers. We got Dallas Cowboys. I believe that's Rue. But talk to us.
Hey, what up, Ness?
What up?
This Rod, man.
All right.
I ain't get a chance to call in yesterday, man. But dude, I agree with you on 90% of the shit you say. But this Canelo shit just it irritates me how you don't see where people coming from. We're not saying Canelo.
Where they coming from? Tell me.
We're not saying Canelo doesn't have a good resume because he's number one, my pound for pound fighter, because I believe he has the best resume out there. I'm not going to question it. But at the same time, for people to be okay with him not fighting Charlo, with him not fighting Andrade, saying these guys have to continue to do more, that's what pisses me off when it comes to
what have they done?
Like
what have they done?
What have they done?
Yeah.
They're only 30-0. I mean, at some point, just like he gave Liam Smith a chance, I don't understand why he can't give Andrade a chance.
Liam Smith
just like he gave Amir Khan a chance, I don't see why he can't give Charlo a chance. Like, why can't he give him a chance?
I can answer that for you. Does Charlo and Amir Khan draw the same? I ain't think so. So that's why you can't get no chance.
That's a good point with Amir Khan. I give you that. Good point. Good point. I can't argue with that. That's an excellent point because money does talk bullshit walk. You got a great point there. I can't argue with that. But at the same time, with Charlo coming up through the ranks of of junior middleweight or super welterweight.
Oh, what the damn! My Skype crashed. Call back in. I just don't get what's the beef, man. Bruh, like, check this out, man. Selecki, Artur Akakov, Walter Kawantawandako, or whatever the fuck is, Bami Tacos. You know? Alantez Fox, Jack Coolclay, Willie Nelson, Dario Fabian Ponchetta, Brian Rose, Vanez Martirosyan, Freddie Hernandez. All right. Brandon Adams, Matt Korobov, Hugo Centennial Jr., Jorge Sebastian Hyland, Julian Williams, Austin Trout, Wilkie Camphert, Cornelius Bundridge, Michael Finley. Bruh, I mean, we got 4 years, right? We got Charlo bust on the scene. We gonna say with his first step up, Michael Finley. Boom, bust on the scene. All right. Next fight, he took on the title shot with Bundridge. All right. So in 4 years, his biggest name is Austin Trout. That's it. In 4 years. 2015. Let's see what Canelo was doing. Let's actually see what Dimitri was doing in 2015. 2015, Demetrius Andrade had one fight, and guess who he fought? Dario Fabian Ponchetta. But y'all acting like Canelo ducking these dudes. All right. So come on, let's go back. Let's see what Canelo was doing in 2015. Canelo fought James Kirkland, and then he fought twice in 2015. So the first fight was James Kirkland, second fight Miguel Cotto. Let's go back. Charlo, let's see what Charlo did in 2015. First fight, Finley. Second fight, Bundridge, title shot. Wins the IBF and defends it versus Wilkie Camphor, all in 2015. That's what you're talking about right there. You know, using some momentum right there. That's momentum right there. You know, he grabbed that belt and he kept it moving. So Charlo had a decent 2015. But Canelo, he fought James Kirkland, right? And Cotto. I mean, how's he ducking? He did bigger things. He didn't fight a 44-year-old Kenan Bundridge. He fought James Kirkland and Miguel Cotto. But fuck it, I'm ducking him. 2016. This is the year y'all got. This is the year to criticize Canelo. 16, right? Boom. And in 16, you see, Austin Trout took on Jamal Charlo, and then he lost, and then Charlo heard the call of the streets. People were saying he was going to duck Williams, so he faced Williams and beat him. Andrade in 2016 had one fight versus Willie Nelson, but he's ducking Canelo. Canelo in 2016 faced Amir Khan and did 600,000 pay-per-views, and then faced Liam Smith and did 325,000 pay-per-views. But he's ducking Charlo, who was fighting Austin Trout and Julian Williams on regular TV. Then Canelo fought Julio Cesar Chavez at 164 and did 1,000,001 pay-per-views, right? And that was 2017. So Charlo's 2017 looks like Jorge Sebastian Hyland. I don't know. I guess those names are kind of the same, except, and that's the sad part, right? That's why Canelo's the A side, why he's the superstar, why he's the face of boxing, why he's pound for pound. Because Sebastian Hyland and Julio Cesar Chavez, in the eyes of the hardcore fan, are the same person. Like, maybe Chavez beat Sebastian Hyland, but we don't even know. We would have to ask each other, like, yo, is Sebastian, his leg still fucked up? Did he heal? What kind of injury was it? Was it an ACL? Could he, because we would question if that leg is good enough, him possibly beating Julio Cesar Chavez. But the difference in this equation is that Canelo did a million pay-per-views with a bum. You see what I'm saying? But he put the cherry on top because, remember, when he fought Amir and Liam, that's when the streets were saying, yo, you ducking Gennady. So he went ahead and did that all-out Mexican pay-per-view, and then he gave you the Gennady fight. So Charlo, 2016, like I said, he just fought Williams. You know what I mean? 17, he fought Highland. That's it. No one else. You know, in 16, he fought Austin Trout and Williams. 17, fought Highland. So, you know, Canelo went ahead and surpassed Charlo just with the Chavez pay-per-view. But just the momentum of, you know, pay-per-view, like Khan pay-per-view, Liam pay-per-view, Chavez pay-per-view, Triple G pay-per-view. Like, he left those other names in the dust. They're not on the same level. I don't see how people are putting them there. But Joseph, talk to me, Mastermind. What up?
You know, Ness, it's funny. Since maybe the end of 2012, I've been hearing that Canelo was ducking people. First, it was he was getting, if you remember, he was getting ready to fight Ortiz. Ortiz lost, so he fight the guy that beat him. Then he was getting ready to fight Cotto at the beginning, I think, of 2013. Then Cotto loses to Trout. Then the whole narrative is, there's no way he'll fight Trout. There's no way he'll fight Trout. Fights Trout. So then it's, Cotto's back looking good. He's not going to fight Cotto, you know, because everybody forgets at the time he fought James Kirkland, people were clamoring for that Canelo-Cotto fight and the Cotto Triple G fight. Fights Cotto. Then here we start with the Golovkin mess. You know, we have those in-between fights. Then he fights Triple G twice. So here we go again. Remember, if you remember now, a few months ago before the announcement of the fight, it was, he needs to fight Jacobs or Charlo or one of these guys. He just fought Jacobs. So there's always a new flavor of the month coming in. So even if he fights Andrade and fights Charlo and beats him, there will be somebody else. There's always going to be somebody. It's like Floyd said. Every time you knock one off, there's a new one they build up. You build them up or we break them down. But, and people need to realize, you know, in order to have longevity to your career, you can't fight killers back to back to back to back. There's nobody that does that. That's why we're so impressed with what Deontay Wilder's doing. You know, you're fighting Ortiz and then Fury right after each other. Again, you know, that's something that's not advisable, man. That thing takes years off your life and your career, fighting the tough guys back to back. And then, if Canelo goes up and fights Callum Smith or Kovalev, I mean, how can you call that a duck if you're going up a weight fighting what's perceived to be a bigger, tougher challenge, in my opinion?
A champion at that. Like a champion,
yeah.
Man. Like, I don't know, bro. The hate is real, man, but that's how it is. When you at the top, they're going to come for you. So it's expected, man. It's expected for Canelo to be the dude that everyone calls out and the dude that everybody wants to fight.
Yeah, and exactly. But like I said, if anybody can list off to me other than Deontay Wilder, any other fighter out there who's fighting killers back to back to back, please let me know, because I need to be a fan of that guy, whoever that might be. Because it just doesn't happen in boxing. Everybody takes what would you call them? That's like a soft touch fight, an in-between fight. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the thing, bro. Like, listen to this. Come on, man. Brandon Adams, Matt Korobov, Hugo Centeno, Jorge Sebastian Highland, Julian Williams, Austin Trout, Wilkie Canford, Cornelius Bundridge, Michael Finley, right? Demetrius Andrade, Selecki, Akakov. Who the fuck is Walter Atakamwande, Alantes Fax, Jakukla? Like, those sound like tune-ups fights. Those sound like soft fights to me.
Now, granted, the Billy Joe Saunders thing fell through, and then also the J-Rock fight is it's looking better now, but
bruh,
still, you're
none
exactly
of that
right,
shit matters, bro. The only thing that matters is what's on paper.
Yeah.
For Charlo, his resume looks better. He's got Austin Trout and Julian Williams on that resume.
But here's my thing. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Nah, that's what I was saying.
My thing is if let's say instead of Jacobs this past May, Canelo would have fought Charlo or Andrade, they'd still say he's ducking the other two.
No, they would have said he was ducking Jacobs. They would have said he was ducking Jacobs. They would have said Jacobs had a title. Why you fighting Andre? He ain't even your mandatory yet. You should have let them call it. Who he fought. He ain't fight nobody. He ain't ready. Come on, bro. They would have put a million excuses.
Yeah, it never fails, man. So it's It's just one of the things. That's why sometimes it's not even worth getting upset about. But you know how it is, man. It's hard being at the top. It's lonely at the top.
You ain't never lied. Listen, man, Big Supermax, thanks for calling in. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. We're going to be doing Film Study Tuesday. Don't forget, you pick the fight, and we will review. Even if I'm going to be alone, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to stay committed to you, the Patreons, the backbone. I want to thank everybody that continues to support, everybody that listened, tuned in, called in. Remember to share the show, man. Share the Patreon. Once we get to that 100%, we will be in great place. Why? Because we can get Mike that full-time position and to get a third host that full-time position and be here on the regular. But till the next one, deuces.